How's that? Is that better?
It had to be checking audio, and apparently audio decided to crap out, so let's see if that works better. Ooh. Need to get my bearings on. We're echoey, huh? Is it just Berta that's echoey? Fucking bastard. I'm sitting on A. That's the hill you chose to die on? Oh shit, grenade. Shane. Can you hear the game, D? So it's just very intense, very fast. Capture the zone. I'm okay with that, that's not bad. They're under us. Microphone array. See if that works.
Fuck.
Anyways, since shit was all messed up, yeah. Iron Maiden and Trivium. I'm really hoping to go to it.
Yeah, well, Trivium's new album's actually really good. They went back to a lot of their old style, and it's very well done. Huh? Who won?
Working now.
The Perfect Storm. Oh, so I started watching fucking Halo, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't go in expecting it to be the game. Don't get me wrong. I went in there with like the right mindset. And yet somehow, oh, good one. I'm still upset.
Why are you upset?
Well, let's see where to start. One, Chief took his helmet off, which
Yeah.
still bugs me, and that his voice changes based on if he's in the helmet or he's not. Don't like that. He's not Batman.
Well, both of those have logical sense reasons behind it. One, it's the same reason why the Mandalorian took his helmet off. It's to
Right.
create a deeper
I-
connection between you and the character.
I get that part, but they could have just done it through flashbacks. They never had to actually take his helmet off in real world action.
Fair. And the second, think about all the shit we've done, and like through mics and all that, and comms. Like you get those comms on, you put a mask on, like your voice
Yeah.
changes.
I know, but it's still Chief's voice is one of those iconic things in gaming, right?
Yes.
Like it's hard. Just hire the fucking guy to do the talking while he's in the mask. Like, sorry, bro. It's just like with Vader. If you don't have James Earl Jones voice Vader, like you don't have Vader.
It's fair.
So like, I'm hoping to God that all Disney's been doing for the last X amount of years has just been doing nothing but having James Earl Jones just talk for Vader. So we just have endless amounts of fucking just give him sentences, just constant books. He just narrates. Also, why haven't we had James Earl Jones narrating Star Wars for us before? I feel like that would sell well.
Oh yeah, it definitely
I would buy that. I would Audible that in a heartbeat, and I don't like Audible. So,
Anything with James Earl Jones talking would be awesome.
yeah, it's true. Or Morgan Freeman. I'd buy that too. Fucking cocksucker.
Shit.
Oh,
Yes.
also, back to the thing I didn't like in the fucking show. There's a few things. So, since when can a plasma pistol blow off somebody's head? Tell me when that gun got fucking powerful, because I'll tell you, it was never. The answer is never.
Fair.
It's for dropping shields and dropping shields only, not for blowing people's fucking heads off.
But
I
it
did
looked
like
really
that they
fucking
showed
cool.
energy weapons blast off like human legs and shit, because that, that makes sense. Energy weapons and all. However, I didn't like that the elites walk through and they take 0 damage when a human is shooting the fucking mounted machine gun, but as soon as a Spartan grabs the mounted gun, it fucking does damage again. Like, that made 0 fuck sense.
See,
Like,
that's what,
homeboy straight up is shooting them.
at the same
and-
time, that made me so happy because it just reminds me of how fucking useless the Marines are in the game.
I mean, I get that, and like, it would have done better if they would have made it look like they were missing, but they were showing like direct hits on the armor and shit. And Chief does the same thing, firing it from the hip, and yet it's effective. I was like, this is bullshit.
Which is fair.
Let's see what else. So Halsey is a cunt. She's a cunt in the books and not so much in the games, but in the books she's a giant raging cunt. But the
What?
problem I have with her in the show is she's taking orders from the UNSC chick, and Halsey takes like orders from no one, like regularly. She is like highest of high levels until they release Locke to interrogate Halsey when she fucking flees. That's about the only time Halsey has to report to fuck anybody. Like, she's a bad bitch. And
Get farther into the show before that, because that's all just a fucking facade.
well, at least there's that. Let's see what else. The part where it shows him as a kid, I feel like it was a wasted opportunity they could have pulled from the book Reach. And mind you, I don't know if it happens in a later episode. There's an episode or a part in Reach where John goes down and is in the gym and lifting weights, and some ODST shock troopers come in and start talking shit, and John fucks like all 4 of them, 5 of them up, and it's badass. At least in the book, it's badass.
Doesn't really. No.
So again, missed opportunity of showing John as a teenager. Also, why is he with Silver Team? Where's Blue Team at? And let's see, what else did I have to bitch about? It felt, I don't know. The CGI is really good, but also not at times. And that always bugs me, but that's not just Halo, that's like everything nowadays. Like, your sole purpose in life as a fucking CGI person is to, like, make sure it looks good. Don't fucking miss, like, fucking shit screen backdrop of a desert planet and not catch that it looks a little off in the corners.
Yeah.
Again, that one might just be me, but I'm getting real tired of people skipping shit.
It's fair. I would still... Because the way I'm looking at it, because, like, one of the biggest things that bugged me about the show was, because how many episodes did you get in?
1.5.
Okay.
So, not a lot. And I usually try not to judge things based off the first episode. I try to see if it takes 2 to really draw me into the story, but it's Halo, so I hold it at a higher level.
I think that's where you're going to have your issues. Give it a bit, get into it, because, like, my biggest issue that I've had was how they did Cortana. Not necessarily, like, per se how she looks or sounds or presents herself, but the fact that the fact that Cortana is injected into his brain and not a chip.
Right, also fucking stupid, because that makes your AI system useless. Essentially, they're giving Chief Cortana's power of being able to function and turn things on. Like, keys can do it too, like the human hand can turn it on. They only get as far as they ever get in the games because Cortana's literally interfaced in the system. You take Cortana out of the fucking system, you lose all functionality of Forerunner technology.
Yeah. But,
And half of the fucking mission set is just getting Cortana back off of the goddamn ship because you left her plugged into the machine.
Yeah, that's fucking true.
But again, you take that away, you're losing half of your fucking point of missions.
I'm sucking it up on this fucking round. Anyways, but, like, I'm looking at it like, I don't want to spoil the ending for you. I don't know if you're gonna get that far.
I'll probably get there. I mean, I gotta at least finish it. It's Halo. I owe it to Halo to at least choke it the rest of the way down.
Because, oh shit. How did you... anyways. I have my own running theories of how they can fix the stuff that they changed drastically from the game/books.
Well, and I'm fine with them making their own, right? You gotta make your own story, but, like, don't use elements either. Like, that was the other one. The fucking Covenant already know that he's called the Demon. They call him the Demon. Like, that is a name that travels from the Covenant, not from, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, how much of the Covenant has already been fought in this world? Mind you, first episode only, first 1.5, but, like, the Covenant aren't even known. They're still referring to Spartans as people killers. So Covenant hasn't even done a big push yet. Also, the Covenant hate humanity. The Truth and Mercy and Regret fucking hate humanity. So the fact that they have this human pet is kind of stupid.
That comes into play more later.
And the fact that they gave the Covenant their own language is fucking weird to me. Because they always speak English in the games. And again, it's something as easy as, like, with Vikings, how when they're around a different species, then it's in a different voice, right?
Yeah.
Or a different race, and then you go back to people talk the way you know it to be. Like, that's an easy fix for the same, but they just chose not to for whatever fuck reason, and gave them a weird ass language that's never been existing.
I swear they had their own language.
I mean, like I said, they're always in English, and I don't remember them speaking.
Because you didn't understand the Covenant until Halo 2.
Honestly, you're probably right. Yeah, because then they do have their own language. That's right. Because in 2, she translates it for you, so you can listen to the Prophet on the monitor thing.
Yeah.
But again, it's not something that I really remember frequent. So like having it in a show, it seems like it could have been done like the Viking style as a side note.
Yeah, for sure.
So then I'm not having to read. Not that I have anything against reading, but
it just takes away from it.
Just it draws you away from looking at the amazing CGI-ness of the world. Hey, we won.
Yeah. I would get into it some more. It is tough to separate the games from
the show.
Because I only know the games. I never read any of the books. But I did some digging on it, like researching how accurate the show was to the books and all that. And it seems like they did a fair amount, but instead of like taking one book and doing a show about that book, they took bits and pieces of it to incorporate throughout the whole thing. Like I think it's the Cole Protocol they break up a few times in the show.
Which is a book.
Yeah. Like, they do that quite a few times, actually. So.
Well, the other one is like, I played Reach. Chief is asleep on Reach. Like, you don't see Chief until the very end, and it's like a secret when you jump on the Pelican.
Yeah.
So why the fuck did they make Chief go to Reach? I don't know. Little things. Hoping it keeps a good ride. Oh, that was the other one. They fucking gave like AK-47s and shit. Like, they made the time to make all the plasma and energy rifles and shit. Like, you gotta make the time to make the UNSC shit. Because there is no AK-47s, and like, use only the guns that are Halo. DMRs, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I looked at that as this is a good bridge point between our world and Halo. Holy shit, I literally just spawned. But you know what I mean, like, because they did have the AK-47s, but you only really see them in the first 2 episodes, and it's from a colony, like a shit colony too, so maybe that's all they had from the old world, and they never had any new ones.
Maybe.
You know, that's the way I looked at it.
Maybe.
Once I was able to, like, I won't say justify, but give reason behind some of that shit, it made it a lot better because it stopped pulling away from it.
Also, why is there a fucking girl?
What do you mean?
Chief is riding with the fucking saved girl from the planet that got fucking glassed.
I know where they're taking that, and I don't care for it.
They gonna make her Palmer or something? Try to make her into a Spartan later on?
No. What they're gonna be doing is, so her family is protectors pretty much.
No.
And
No, I call crap. I already don't want to know.
they're not protecting anything, like they're not protecting the ring or anything like that. What they're protecting is there's actually a portal on Madrigal that they are protecting for the person that needs to get to the ring. You end up seeing Guilty Spark in the show, not until almost like the very end, but you do see him.
Is he actually Guilty Spark? Does he introduce himself?
I go Guilty Spark because that's the one you'll know. It's a
Well, I mean 343. So, and he introduces himself as I'm 343.
It's only you only see him talking to a native from Madrigal. He doesn't actually.
Interesting.
And so as you go, she goes through like this dream world. You find out she's the protector and the guider for this portal, and the portal will take them to the ring. And so that's how they're gonna finally get to the ring later on in season 2, I think.
I mean, one, I'm really upset that they don't even get to the fucking ring. It's the whole reason the game's called Halo. It's the whole drive of the fucking Covenant. Is to find the Halo rings, because that is their mission. The artifacts of the rings. I'm upset now.
Give it time, because...
Nope, I'm upset.
Well, be upset, you bitch.
I mean, I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm upset.
You technically do see Halo in the show. They don't do it well, but you do see it.
Oh, they don't even do it well?
The reason they don't do it well is because it's not that it doesn't look good, it's because it's in a vision, and like right now, like not unless you looked up and you looked for it, you wouldn't be able to tell that we're on a ring, right?
Right. Actually, I don't even think you can on... Yeah, you can't even tell on this map.
Yeah, but on a good chunk of them you can. You can look up and you can see the ring. In the show, like, they make them seem like they're giant, like they're small.
They make them like hand-sized rings or fucking bracelets.
No, like
I'm gonna
they're
break
on
my
it,
foot
but
off in
like
someone's ass.
it seems like they're giants. Like you can see from one side of the ring to the other without an issue.
What in the holy fucksicles, Batman?
And mind you, I think it's only because it was a vision and not
I'm gonna kill
actually.
him. I mean, I hope so. But for fuck's sake, man. All the content in the world, thousands of developers that they can talk to who have worked for, I don't know.
Give it time, separate the games. I think they'll.
So difficult.
I know. Ah, son of a bitch. I think you'll enjoy it. I think they can. I think they're just fighting their fee. Because the more it goes on, the better it gets. In my opinion. Like. My favorite is when. Kai is going after Halsey. And she's just fucking running her down. God, it's so amazing. You see all these Marines running, and then this giant ass Spartan just fucking blowing past them like it's nothing.
Ah, we were right the fuck there.
Yeah, I was fucking up on that. But
Alright. Going.
oh, dude, my leg went to sleep. Oh shit. Oh, it hurts.
I mean, that sucks.
You know we're gonna have a cop here.
It's coastal abuse.
But
Come on. Oh, fuck. I went back too far. One too many. One too many.
what game mode are we going to?
Well, it wouldn't be a stream without a little SWAT.
That's fair. I'm sucking up in the other game mode, so maybe I'll do good in SWAT today. Yes, it is, and that hurts. She's sitting over here tapping on my freaking leg as it has pins and needles, and it freaking hurts.
Pins and needles, pins and needles.
Yeah. I also think it's a good stepping point for people to get into the universe.
I guess 7 point to get into the universe is go play Halo. It's Halo.
Yeah, but for people that don't play games, like,
Then they don't deserve to know.
honestly, my brother loved the freaking show. He watched
Now
it
he's gonna
faster.
play the games.
He watched it faster than I did.
You're gonna play the games now?
No, because he doesn't play the game. He doesn't play games.
Then it's all for naught. All or not.
Yeah, but any Halo content I can get, and if this helps make more Halo content, I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. Because
I will
imagine,
say I also want the music. Like I like how they kind of took the music and then kind of altered it just slightly. But also at the same time, every time I hear it, I just want to hear the rest of the actual. If that makes sense.
yeah, it's like a decent cover. It's good, but you just makes you want to listen to the original.
Right.
Uh, yeah, because I actually would completely love it if they went and if the show was good enough or does well enough, and like they actually went through and made an actual like
Movie.
movie of Halo 1.
See, and I would be okay with that. I'd even be okay with like a made-for-TV movie because those don't really exist anymore. For those of you listening who are under a certain age, made-for-TV movies are trash. But now, literally every show that's on Netflix or any kind of movie the on Netflix, The Extractor, The Hustle, all that is a made-for-TV movie, and they're done really well now. So I'd even take one of those. I'm almost more of a fan of having a series than I am of having a movie, because you can only say so much in a movie timeline as you could in a series.
Yeah,
Like, for example, one that I was thinking of the other day that would save a franchise is Jurassic Park.
yeah,
A series would save Jurassic Park before a movie does, because a movie can only tell so much, and it's been the same thing forever. Bigger dinosaur chases people, T-Rex comes in, saves the day at the end, everyone's happy, T-Rex gets to eat, so on and so on. You do a series though that has like a different part of the park being shown. It could all, you know what I mean? You could have 4 seasons off of one island of
yeah.
different parts of the park at different times. No resolution at all, besides maybe small pieces that help the overall story. But world building is ever more clear the problem or the solution to dying series, in my opinion.
I think it would be awesome to see like if they did a Halo to where it was, like they did in the original one. Like you start off, everything's not so bright and shiny, but the war battle, and but everything looks normal, and then you hit the flood, and everything goes dark, and everything gets that creepy feel.
I mean, I'd be down for that. I'd actually more like to see, since you said it, the glassing of Reach. So if you're going to make a movie off of this series, cool. Let the series continue on. Make a movie off of the glassing of Reach. Dude, that would be great.
Yeah, and
All this death, and then it's a good reset, too, for the story. You do like 3 seasons, Glass Reach, and then it resets the story and pushes it along the timeline.
because honestly, like how they ended the first season, um, they could bring, they could do the story of Reach getting glassed, and they could put John in Cairo, or I don't think I said that right. But it's sleep pod, and fix how they do Cortana instead of being implanted into his brain, put her into a chip. And got him.
Nice.
And you don't really see Master Chief for the second season until the end.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine. They could even fucking run with the Locke hunting Chief idea for an entire season. Like, Chief disappears, goes off the grid. They send Locke to go find him. Like, flush that character out a bit more. Tie in the Night Hunters? Nightfall? I think it's Nightfall. The other live-action Halo movie.
Oh, Nightfall?
Yeah, Nightfall. Tie that in. Get the Hunters back in it. Like, they could do a lot with very little adjusting.
Yeah. Shit. I'm doing decent on this round, 7 and 5. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was able to separate it, but I also have a lot of practice from separating what I know of the X-Men from the X-Men movies. So I enjoyed it.
I mean, that's fair. You do have to separate a lot from X-Men to X-Men. So, it is a practice skill. It's also messing with, like, my happy place. Like, Halo's my happy place.
Fair.
I could see that with X-Men for you.
It's just that remembering you actually have the actual happy place elsewhere.
Yeah. I suppose.
See, what you need to do is you need to watch an episode, then come talk about it playing Halo.
Might just make me extra bitter, though. Oh, nice. I got the winning blow. Dude ran past me. That's awesome. Oh, I'm going to record that and send it to you.
But
What do we get? Look, I'm 31 now.
I'm almost to 5.
Hell yeah. 21 and 12. That's what's up. I love it. Inverse of each other. That was a good game. I'll do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more. Do one more and then call it.
Okay. You were saying, and then stopped.
Trying to figure out how to reassure you without giving too much away. Because some of the shit that they do is...
I'm still gonna watch it. It's still gonna get watched. It's gonna be fun.
But there's one part in the whole series that I watched and I was like, what the fuck? It made me so mad. And it's the very end. And pretty much
Never played with this.
Cortana bullshit. Master Chief and Cortana start getting a relationship going and stop being so pissy towards each other.
Okay.
And I don't get it. Anyways, shit hits the fan, and the way that they wrote Cortana in this one was for Cortana to actually take over Master Chief. And
Okay.
so Halsey tells Cortana to take over, and Cortana pretty much tells her to fuck off. I can't hit shit with these. And at the end, shit hits the fan with Atriox. And Master Chief tells Cortana to take over. It's the only way we're gonna get out of here. Take over. And she's like, I don't know if I can get you back. And he's like, well, it's either you take over and we get out of here with the artifacts, or we die. And she takes over and starts just whooping ass, which is really fucking cool to see. But the thing that
But then you remember that it's always Chief and it's never Cortana that does it?
No, like, that's where I say, like, I can see how they can rewrite some of it to fix it, because they can put him in the cryo sleep, pull Cortana out of his brain, put it into a chip, and that's how they can fix that.
Okay.
But while they're sitting there fighting and trying to get the fucking artifacts and this, that, the other, everything's going to shit, and she takes over, and out of nowhere, the Pelican that they fucking took to get where they were at is she's controlling Chief and the Pelican and just fucking laying waste. And it's just like, why the fuck wasn't Cortana operating that Pelican beforehand and helping them fuck shit up?
Yeah, why'd she wait to operate both?
Yeah.
It's not like Chief's a steroid enhancement here. She is.
Yeah. Like, that's the only part that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it really pissed me off.
Son of a... Alright, we're not down by many. We got this. Figure out how to shoot that thing yet?
No, not really. I got a couple, but I haven't figured it out yet.
Mother... Don't fall stupid.
I fucking hate him. Ah! Got fucking distracted and started running up the stairs from the spawn and got my ass handed to me. But it's really good. I think the funnest part that I had with the series was picking out the pieces that were accurate to like the games, different things like that. Kai became one of my favorite secondary characters.
Who's that?
One of the other Spartans.
They just have a plethora. Like the other one too is like you have a plethora of characters that you could just reintroduce since you're changing the whole world anyways, right? So they could throw George in it. They could throw Cat in it. They could throw Buck. They could throw Nathan Fillion's character. As put him as a different character. You know what I mean? They can do
Yeah.
a lot. Which is cool, and the idea of it's awesome because then you can change, you know, who met who and when and how.
I just enjoy it because, like, kind of gives me hope for the other Spartans because she sees Chief doing a bunch of shit, and she kind of follows suit, and uh, goes against the grain on everything, and then becomes her own person. And so, kind of gives me hope, and she's just fucking a badass. Like that whole scene you were talking about, with Master Chief and the Night Stalkers.
Mm-hmm.
Kai gets fucked up in a battle, and she goes through the whole medbay thing. And when she gets back up, behind you. Anyways, she starts fucking doing weightlifting sets with the other Marines on Reach, and fucking hooks a warthog up to a fucking pulling, pulls it up. She gets done. She's like, "Is there anything else? You guys got anything that's heavy?" Like, Kai just became one of my favorite characters.
It's early in the morning talking shit. Oh no. They're one away from a victory. We need 3. They didn't get 3.
That gonna suck for me. But
Alright, well, that was fun. 3
Yeah.
wins and a loss. That's not bad.
well,
Could be worse.
it's fun. Need to go do some digging, figuring out when they're gonna put out that co-op for fucking this game.
I went 22 and 12 again.
Nice.
I guess I did 21 and 12 last time. Either way. Fun times. Had by all. So yeah, I'll keep watching it, but those are my first takeaways. Hopefully it's like a slow burn, right? It's that initial shock factor that this is all different, and then it slowly just tapers off to just being, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
I think that's how it'll be. So. But. Alright, man.
Cool.
We'll talk some more about it
Alright.
next time we hop on.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright.
Later, bitch.